All right, it's DOA Ron G, and we building with ULSTN Media. You know, speaking in general can go over the head of the general public if it's me speaking. You know, yeah. Look,
Hey, I waited my whole life to be something, which was a man. Some things I just couldn't fathom, and some things I ain't understand.
But this is ULSTN Media Build Series, platform specifically for independent artists and creators.
Mm-hmm.
Today I have a very, very special guest in the studio with me. Rapper extraordinaire, the extremely talented Ron G. Ron
Yes,
G,
sir.
what's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you for having me, bro. I always feel blessed that, grace platforms such as this. So, it's an honor to be here, bro.
Man, honor to have you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How you
Appreciate
been?
that.
How you
I'm
been
good,
feeling?
man. In great health, you know what I'm saying? Great spirits, confidence is always high as it's always been. So, mind sharp and everything, so I'm good.
Yeah, man, you looking real healthy, man.
Yeah, putting it all together.
Man,
45 pounds down in 5 months, man. So,
man, you been juicing and all that.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by juicing,
I'm talking about not
the
the
healthy
ruins,
juicing.
not the real.
No. It's just a gallon of water a day. You hear me? Gallon of water a day. That's all.
Yeah, I was talking about fruits and vegetables and stuff like that.
Yeah,
man.
just gallon of water a day. High protein though.
Okay.
So do some black beans. I was doing broccoli early, but switched it to black beans, stuff like that. So
You trying to keep it vegan?
Nah. I do chicken.
Okay.
A little fish here and there.
Okay.
So yeah, just a high protein diet.
That's what's up, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna have to tap in
Eggs,
with
chicken,
you.
fish, black beans, stuff like that.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's health is wealth, man.
Mm-hmm.
So since it's your first time on the platform, man, I kind of like to do kind of like a beginning origin story, and then kind of move forward into the present.
Mm-hmm.
So my first question to you would be, how would you describe your childhood?
My childhood was I had a lot of responsibility as a kid because I'm the oldest of 6 boys. So, my mom was a single parent, of course. I always like to throw in my pops was in my life, but him and my mama just wasn't together.
Mm-hmm.
So, me being the oldest of 6 boys, I had matured early. Gained a lot of wisdom early, and I guess you could say any other or most other impoverished families that come from the hood, similar things, seen a lot of things, drug deals, fights, killing, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me? But, managed to weather the storm. And, when you in those environments, they seem super normal until you get out of them.
Yeah.
And, a lot of this stuff made me into who I am, you know what I'm saying? Learn values and principles that you take from those, and you just grow and build from those environments.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would definitely say my childhood came with a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, man, that sound heavy, man. You the oldest of 6.
Yeah, 6 boys too. I ain't got no sisters.
Man.
So we trooping it every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fights like we, in a joint. Like it get contentious because there's a lot of ego and testosterone coming up in the house. So you get challenging. Somebody gonna challenge your hand every day. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, you big bro, so I'm pretty sure you was able to.
Oh yeah, I ain't lost no fights to no. I'm maxing everything out. Yeah, man, maxing everything out.
Like, so how far apart in years are y'all?
So me and my brother right under me is 2 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
The one under him is like maybe 18 months, and then the other one under him is 2 years, and it's like a series of 2.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So me and my youngest brother is like 13 years apart.
Okay.
So yeah, he like 21. So I'm 34.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. And what part of the city did you grow up in?
I grew up in a neighborhood called Castle Point.
Okay.
And in North County, also in Kinlock a little bit, Berkeley a little bit.
St. Louis.
You know what I'm saying? But most of my childhood was in Castle Point. And then, my mama moved around a little bit after that as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up, man.
North County mostly though, yeah.
Yeah, man. I see, man. So, how did you end up getting interested in rapping?
Man, I always had a love for music. So that the love for music started early. How I got into rapping was, I was with the homie Tank the Machine every day.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to the studio, and I was just the homie there just hanging out. But I wanted to make myself valuable, you know what I'm saying? So, naturally you just get the itch to make a song and write a record. And I remember he had a song called One Shot. And we had the song, he left me with the record just, hey man, see what you could put down on this. He came back, bro, I had you know what I'm saying? I had half a hook and a whole verse, you know what I mean? It took me like 4 hours to write the verse because I was down there with like writer's block. But, ever since I made that song, bro, I hit the ground running, and it's just been, music ever since then. Me and brother just been the common denominator throughout our whole little regime the whole time. So, my direct inspiration to rap was through Tank the Machine.
That's
You know what I'm saying? And I just been going ever since then.
Did y'all link up when y'all was in high school?
Yeah. So like he was my partner first. We that's like my best friend. You know what I'm saying? We like the index and the middle finger. We right there together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He point, I'ma say fuck you. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we kind of bonded through music because I heard him rapping something crazy when he was like 16, and this when I was lurking on this girl Bebo page, and then you just go down a rabbit hole on the internet.
Yeah,
you hear me? And I heard him rapping, and I went to school the next day. At the time, his name was like Mr. Conscious. I was like, Mr. Conscious, what's up? I heard that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we linked up then, bro. It's been history ever since then, bro. We bonded through, music. He was already a solid cat, and that just became my brother forever. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
up. So yeah,
man.
we almost 20 years deep as partners and as brothers.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
How did y'all end up linking up with Darren Seals?
He actually, grew up around my way.
Mm-hmm.
And was locked in with a lot of people from my neighborhood. And his auntie stayed right next door to me in my neighborhood too. So, we was kind of already familiar with each other from the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as years go by, you separate from certain people. And, you kind of link back up when you got mutual things in common. And one of them was a passion for music, you know what I'm saying, and just a passion for your people, really.
Mm-hmm.
And we linked back up, I want to say, around 2012. And we was just, man, locked in every day. You hear me? Like, kicking it every day because we know all the same people. You know what I'm saying? So, we just start kicking it every day, and being around us, he just got the itch to try to fool around with the music and shit, but he couldn't rap. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't have the delivery for it, but he talk a lot of stuff, man. And so our history has always been familiar with each other because we from the same place. But in terms of music, that came like super later. You know what I'm saying? And that was my dog, best friend.
That's what's up, man. What made y'all decide to become a group like you, Seals, and Tank?
Well, me and Tank was already a group already. Seals ended up once he heard what we had going on, and then me and him already being familiar with each other. You know what I'm saying? Just through life in general. He was just like, man, this what it is. Like, he was at a down period in his life too. He had just got shot, and he had went broke. And I'm sure if he was alive, he'd probably tell that story too. And I was looking out for him. You know what I'm saying? Letting him stay over at my crib or whatever, kicking him down some bread. You know what I'm saying? And helping him get back up while he was down. And, he was in between a few little places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, when you just do genuine stuff for people who you love, bro, you just naturally just, all right, this my tribe right here.
Yeah.
You hear me? That's what it became, bro. We was just locked in like shit damn near every day. You know what I'm saying? And we was almost inseparable. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm rocking with y'all. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was.
So, y'all decided to become a group, and like his role, was it more so like a manager type deal?
Nah, it wasn't that. He had a strong opinion and a strong voice. You know what I'm saying? So it might have seemed that way from the outside, like in terms of like what we did as a group. most of the decisions came either through me or, you know, something that Tank wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you know, naturally, if he involved with us, then, you know, he was going with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
But he had the energy that was so infectious to where it just looked like he was, you know, he might have been shot calling and shit like that. But, you know, yeah, but he you know, some things he did make, you know, happen. I think we had a feature with Young Noble from the Tupac Outlaws.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, he was the one that made that happen. When we had a song called Born Targets. Yeah, with the homie T-Dub. So I think he made that decision, and you know, maybe a few others early.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we was letting them, you know, kind of make a few little decisions here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
in terms of that, he was just a loud mouth. That's really what it was, man. You know, when you got somebody like that, so magnifying like that, man, you know.
Man.
But he was my dog, so, you know, whatever people thought, I just let them run with it. You know what I'm saying? Because when it come to my homies, I don't really got no ego in terms of like trying to outshine him or nothing like that. So I was letting him be him. You know what I'm saying? So whatever people thought, that's what it was. You hear me?
That's what's up. Cause I didn't quite know, cause I know he didn't rap. He kind of did a little something on the Born Targets.
He was the DOA spokesperson. Yeah, I say that, man.
I mean, he was a heck of a spokesperson, man. He was a really great one, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all was winning on that, man. You know? So, what made y'all decide on the name Dimension of Ascension?
That's funny. A lot of people be asking me what it means. You actually did your research on that. So, I came up with the name. Because at the time, we was something else. We was Illegitimate Records. So it was like ILR. That was the acronym. And Tank had been running with that for a minute. And, you know, I think we found out that somebody else had the same record name. You know what I'm saying? So at the time that I'm beginning rapping, I'm pushing this. You know, I'm just writing some bars. And I said, yeah, DOA. Yeah. Y'all said that in one of my raps. You know what I'm saying? Then I said Dimension of Ascension to follow it. And I was like, damn, they got a ring to it.
Yeah.
You hear me? So I just started saying it a lot in my music, in my own music. And shit, I brought it to Tank. I'm like, boy, what you think if we rebrand as like DOA? And he was like, shit, that makes some sense. You know what I'm saying? And it was inspired by I was listening to this rapper at the time named K Reno. He OG from Houston, Texas. And he had a song called Perpetual Ascension. And I just like the word ascension a lot. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? And I was just playing around with raps, bro, and it just stuck, and it became what it was. You know what I'm saying? And that's how DOA was born.
That's what's up, man. How was it for the group during, you know, those early, really during the whole period of the, you know, Mike Brown protest thing?
That was heavy, dog. Like, man, it was so crazy because we used to talk about like what if certain stuff go down if we'd be out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it happened, and then when it actually did, we got tested, and man, I thought we was gonna get through it clean. But anyway, when that happened, bro, we got out there and we was like, damn, this really real. You know what I'm saying? And then. It was like, all right, shit, it's hurt now. Like, you know, you can't not be outside. You know what I'm saying? So we got to experience like the rebellion, the rise, and the pepper spray and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And there was so much tension and you know, thickness in the air. And you know, being from the streets, it's like that's a like fighting against the system is a whole different type of pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to really be willing to like die a martyr in those fields and in those realms, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a thankless position to hold, because most people is they gonna bend to the wheel of power every time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes like you know, people that fight for injustice and people like they die poor righteous teachers, or you know, like that's where like those type of phrases come from. You know what I'm saying? When you fighting for the people, like the people ain't gonna fight. Some people they just ain't gonna fight with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just gotta be willing to die on those heels once you commit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I commend a lot of people that, you know, really dedicate their life to actually like fighting for people, because you know I can honestly say I was there in the midst of that stuff, but I don't do it every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
But that's the feeling when you got out
but you
there.
know, certain people are called to do that every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And bro felt it in his spirit to do that every day.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we even had a lot of talks, you know, behind the scenes about certain things. And you know, it was just like, yeah, bro was really called to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that helped shape. It's crazy because it felt like a lifetime ago. How fast time go, but when you experience stuff like that, it definitely change you and help you see the world in a different fashion. Once
Mm-hmm.
you know, once some of that stuff be behind you, you kind of still deal with like lingering effects of what it was to physically be out there.
Yeah.
But it definitely, you know, mold and shape you into a different person once you experience it.
How did y'all feel about him being out there as far as like his safety? You know what I mean?
We knew what it was, bro. Like, you know, because I mean, a lot of times we was out there too. We wasn't like front and center, like, you know, yelling at, well, I know I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times yelling in front of people's face and all of that type of stuff, but,
Yeah.
you know, I was always in the wing, in the cut, with a hoodie on,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like, watching, waiting for something to go down, and if it did, then, you know, I'm gonna pop out and do my thing, you know what I'm saying, that's how I was moving,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, because I feel like I had to be a protector, and, you know, in a lot of instances, but also, I knew there was so many other people riding for him as well too. Like he had a lot of protection out there on the lines when he was. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people felt safe. You know what I mean? In his space and in his atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like the strength that he even gave some people being around him was you know, something that was holding him. So it'll be even times, bro, where he wouldn't even call and say pop out. He'll already be somewhere, and I'd be like, damn, how he get here? You know what I'm saying? It's all on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He ain't even calling me no more. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because he felt so powered up from the movement and the mission. You know what I'm saying? That he felt invincible everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's how much power, knowledge, and you know that spirit drove him to do that. So it was a lot of times where he popped up in places where I couldn't believe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, they ended up at like the Million Man March or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, how did you get down there? You know what I'm saying? So it was like crazy, bro. I think really, dog, like, you know, it's so funny in our group. We got this thing where we used to call each other like, I was the mind, Tank was the body, and he was the spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And with him passing, like, you know, it give me kind of chills to think about like how true that became. But, you know, that's really what it was, bro. It was like a guiding light and a spirit flowing through the group.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And that manifested into real life. And, you know, it's still, you know, it's still certain things that play a part in our lives to today about that whole situation.
Man, that's heavy. Because I was just about to ask you that, man. Like, how did his passing affect the group?
Yeah, that was something that hit me like no other death that I encountered in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I lost people close to me, but it was tricky because you didn't know whether it came from the streets or whether it came from the government. You know what I'm saying? And then you got so many people on the internet like throwing around like conspiracies about what happened and who did it and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was like, you know, you got so many people in your ear. It was like, man, you know, I don't know who to believe. So, you know, I feel back from a lot of people because of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the part that really got tricky. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you can never get no explanation for those things because, you know, don't nobody do their job to really investigate. You know, people talk or whatever, and, you know, they got their ideas and their guesses, but, you know, it ain't been solved to this day, so it just be guesses if you ask me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, did you have any, I don't know, like thoughts or theories? Or
I did, you know,
what?
naturally that come with it. You know what I'm saying? Naturally that come with it. But when I say like this was beyond anything that I've ever ever experienced,
Mm-hmm.
like it became international news.
Yeah.
And he became like a real figure. So when you become a real figure, anyway, bro, that was like something, you know, we never experienced. And you know, you got so many theories being floated around on the internet about, you know, what happened and how it happened and all that. It was kind of crazy to think about. You know, like I don't even know who I could trust with this information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you got people you got people working with the government that was in the movement. You got, a lot of different things going on, bro, and it was just so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, I don't want to listen to nobody else's voice in terms of this matter and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it became a real issue. So I got out of the business of basically trying to like play investigator and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know
I mean, the way that he passed away, is for lack of a better word, real janky. You know what I mean? Do you think it needs to be more investigation on, just what happened in terms of his passing, and the whole case?
I think it does, but I mean, it's been 10 years now, bro. You know what I'm saying? These people, like, we got so many feds in St. Louis and so many, things in St. Louis that lends to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if they wanted to, they could find out exactly who did it.
Mm-hmm.
They could. You know what I'm saying? But given the type of figure he was and what he spoke against, that's probably one of them things where they just like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Another loud mouth out of her. You hear me? Like, and that right there, that's where you be like, you be like, it's like when you become the police's opposition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was screaming that to the death. You know what I'm saying? Like Tupac, like, fuck the police.
Yeah.
You hear me? He stood on that. So, they probably don't even care much to investigate what's going on. And me, like, I lean on what keeps me out of the depression and the sunken place about stuff like that, and it made me stronger going forward, was I lean on that part in the Serenity Prayer where it says you got to accept the things that you can't change.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't nothing about that I can change. You know what I'm saying? And our time and our experience together was so powerful. That's what I hold on to. You know what I'm saying? So I remain strong and confident through that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to worry about what if. I know things always come to the light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, about situations like that, but I can't go every day worrying about if something will happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Definitely some heavy stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, when did you decide to start, doing your own solo projects, man?
I did that actually right out the gate, because we didn't make a collab project right away. Like, I made, so my first, I guess you could call it an EP or a mixtape. We called it mixtapes then. I didn't even really know what an EP was. But my mixtape was called DOA. You know what I'm saying? And on the mixtape, I had just, maybe a few collection of songs where I think I did maybe one cover of a record that was like Kendrick Lamar, High Power at the time. And then Tank had produced like half the record, and he was featured on most of the records because, I'm a fresh artist, so I'm trying to get, just direction and find myself on the records. But I had purposely separated myself from Tank because, I feel like he was carrying me too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you producing on all my shit and rapping on all my shit? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that was important for me to, like, find my own identity with that. But then, our collective and our energy was so strong. We had ended up following my project with that joint project, which was the first Illegitimate. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I was just on my own solo that whole time. You know what I'm saying? So we a group technically, but we like solo artists within a group, if that makes sense.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. It's, still got your
we
own.
We a collective, administration.
Still got your own unique identity.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Because I feel like me and him is just two totally different artists anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Why did you name your album Ain't No Such Thing as Secrets?
Because it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how people, let me explain something. You got, so I named my project Ain't No Such Thing as Secrets because it's like when you tell people, all right, if I told you a secret, I would expect you to, hold it down. But as I've learned through life and how this goes, sometimes it don't work that way. If you got a significant other at home, and if my story and my information is compelling enough, then you would tell your significant other what I just told you, knowing that she would probably keep that secret.
Yeah.
But she also has a best friend probably.
Yeah.
So if the story is compelling enough, she gonna tell her best friend, hoping that it stays there between her best friend.
Yeah.
Her best friend might have a companion.
I see. Yeah.
And that same story gonna get to her companion, thinking that you and your wife the only one that shared that information. You know what I'm saying? Her significant other has a best friend as well. So like that, it's an exchange. It's like a chain of information being exchanged amongst people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once you speak it, it's out there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you speak it to somebody, that information goes to another somebody who they have confidence in. You know what I'm saying? So confidential information ain't confidential once you give it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's in the simplest form. That's what that meant.
I got you, man. You definitely made your point, man. So how do you?
Be quiet.
So how do you feel about the culture of rap right now, man?
I feel like it's in an evolved place. I don't know what. I can't give you like a super technical term, but I think music and rap is forever evolving. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time it's trendy in terms of like what mainstream music is. More up tempo stuff, things of that nature. But I think when you go through different phases and different periods of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Certain things always come back. So I think like right now, we in a time where people wanna feel music with substance. You know what I'm saying? Substantial music, things that they could take from it. You know what I mean? Especially after Drake and Kendrick had their little showdown or whatever. I think in terms of what people say and what they mean. You know what I mean? And the substantial information added to that. I think that's the space that we in. You know what I mean? And I think it's so many artists as well that you have so many subgroups. I think people just find their tribe and go with it. You know what I'm saying? In terms of who they like. So it's not necessarily one person dominating the whole thing no more. Not in hip hop at least. You know what I'm saying? So that's really where I think it's at. I think it's just an evolved space of, just subgenres that, people floating in and out of. You know what I'm saying? You got your NBA young boys. You got your Rod Waves. You know what I mean? You got your Gunners. You got, Freddie Gibbs. You got the Clips. You got all these different sectors and different types of fans and people that, love different variations of hip hop, bro. It's just a forever evolving thing. It ain't no one place you could go to get music. You know what I'm saying? Good music.
Yeah, man. Since you brought up, the whole Drake and Kendrick stuff, you was part of something that we had here in St. Louis, man. Starting off with the cipher that you had yourself, Tank, A Game, Bo, and MC Trays, man. What was your thoughts before going into the whole battle cipher? What came to be a battle cipher?
I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I knew what it was gonna be the whole time because I was the first one to get the phone call.
Okay.
So my boy Boomin, who is probably the best video guy here in the city, he called me and he was like, Ron G, I got this idea. I'm like, what's up? He said, I want to do a cipher. I said, okay, you know what I'm saying? Tell me more. He was like, I want to make it like a cipher series throughout the city. You know what I'm saying? I want to, do at least like 5-6 rappers to start off. Please sit down. I want to do 5-6 rappers to start off. And, I want you to be a part of it. Who else do you think we should add? So naturally, I said, man, my homie Tank the Machine.
Yeah.
I said, before I name any other names, like what ideas you already got before I start suggesting more people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, I thought about MC Trey. I said, okay, you said MC Trey. I know exactly who he going to get. He gonna
Yeah.
recommend, A Game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then Bodine was the other first name that came off my head after I said Tank. So I was like, I know what that's gonna be already. You hear me? Because A Game super competitive, both super competitive, both of them my guys. You know what I'm saying? And sit down, please, bro. Both of them my guys, and they had already kind of been competing before.
Yeah.
So I called Boom and I said, This finna be some fireworks, bro. This finna be explosive, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, why you think that? And I'm like, man, cause boy, A Game finna go at it. I already knew because they were subbing each other the whole year. If they be honest about that, they would say that to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was catching it, but that ain't my business, so I don't gotta speak on it publicly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now that they had their thing, it is what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when they did that, Bowman was like, bet shit, like, all right, let's lock it in.
Yeah.
So when he said it, of course behind the scenes, everybody talking their shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just played around on Twitter with A Game. You know what I mean? And started talking shit for the hell of it because I know that's what he wanted to get into. So we was going to just try to make it a show, make it a movie, and talk crazy. I don't normally do that, even though I'm, supremely confident,
Yeah.
in what I got. And because I knew what they was going to do, if you notice in that cipher, I didn't diss nobody. I purposely didn't diss nobody.
Yeah.
Because I knew what it was going to be.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be like, friendly fire, taking shots. You know what I'm saying? Bo and A Game did a little more than that. But, you know what I'm saying? I knew it was going to be, I knew it was going to be some exchange of certain things. You hear me? So I purposely wrote to not diss nobody because I knew they was going to have their little thing.
That's
what
that's exactly what it seemed like. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, what was your thing? But you just explained it. You know what I mean? What did you think of? Bo basically calling you Dr. King, man.
No, that's an old look, man. Hey, listen, man. When it come to jokes and stuff like that, I'm Teflon, man. Like, all of that stuff I done heard before. You know what I'm saying? The Martin Luther King joke been a joke forever. They always call me his twin. I just got a better lining than a beard than you do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, same little cheekbones, dimple smile, cheeky eyes, all that. Get out, y'all, till I'm done. So I'm used to those, man. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing. And me and Bo is like, that's my rap nemesis. Not as much as him and Bro is. But,
yeah.
Me and him always just share a little, a little back and forth every time we see each other. But that's really my partner, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they went, after the cipher, they went all the way in. You know what I mean? What did you think about that whole just back and forth where they took it? You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, man, I foresaw that coming. I knew what they was finna do. And the energy was thick in the room, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you first walk in, we subtly speaking to each other. I acknowledge you, you acknowledge me, but we know it's game time. You know what I'm saying? And the lights finna come on. Mm-hmm. So, when it was time to go down, like, everybody got on and did they little one, too. But I knew it's so funny because Boomin drew names out of hat. So the order wasn't even on purpose. Uh-huh. It was just by, like, divine order that like Bo went first and then A Game went last. Because he literally pulled names out of hat and was like, okay, this the order we gonna go in. Because he didn't want to be, biased or unfair in no kind of way to make it look like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because, you see theories on the internet where dudes was, thinking people got set up and all that. It wasn't even, like, it really wasn't no fix, bro. It was just, it was divine order, bro. It happened the way it was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? It became a fun night, man. It led to something great, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it was a great moment, man. Yeah, definitely a great moment for the city, great moment for just artistry. I like where they kept it. You know what I'm saying? They kept it on some competitive rap stuff, man. You know what I mean?
It got a little contentious at the show, though. It did. You know, little egos involved. Man, you know,
I mean,
people want to, you know, get down, but, you know, man, it get like that, though. When you got competitors, man, it going to get right there to that line unless it's real issues. Yeah. And, you know, that's where you want it to be because it's healthy. Yeah. It's healthy to get the best product out of, you know, each artist. And, you know, one thing I want to say, honestly, bro, is A-Game, he one of my partners because of that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because he liked the, not because of the battle, but because of the way he approached it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you get people like that, man. They don't, you know, I know there's a lot of people don't like him, but that's why he became a homie. You know what I'm saying? Because I like the edginess of it. I think artists need to live in their edge. Not just artists, but men in general need to live in their edge. Mm-hmm. Sit down, boo. I think men in general need to live in their edge, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, that makes for fun, you know, banter back and forth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if we exhibiting excellence on that level, that rising tides floats all boats. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can elevate their game. I got you. So that's what I loved it for.
Way to keep you sharp.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. Is it any artists you'd like to collaborate with?
It do be artists that I would want to collaborate with, but you know, a lot of times when I reach out to artists, I don't know what it is, bro. For whatever reason, it don't be connecting like that. Mm. I don't know. I reach out to some artists and I be trying to get down, but it never. I don't know. I feel like I got bad timing when it comes to that, so I don't care to like really collab with nobody. I just rather it organically happen as it should. You know what I'm saying? And when, you know, the time is right, it'll happen, I guess.
Yeah, man. Do you have how would you describe your like rap style?
My rap style is I would say very I got a storytelling, you know, poetic, very passionate, you know, style of doing things. I'm very descriptive in nature because for the most part, you know, I rap my real life. I would say at least 95 to 96% of my real life get told in these songs. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the rest of it is, you know, just filtering through my imagination. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And but if we had to like really break it down in its simplest form, I would say storytelling is my style of rap.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, man. Very passionate too. Mm-hmm. What's the best advice you've been given so far, just in life?
Man, the best advice I've been given, I guess, is what you know. Like I study a lot, bro. Like I would say it's a piece of advice that sticks out, but I guess if I have to be cliche, it would be to keep living. You know what I'm saying? Because your experiences make you who you are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And the things that you go through and some things that you even willing to put yourself through is what allow you to come out as a certain person on the other end. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through, you know, trial and error as many other people have. Please sit down. No, it's dead. It's dead. Sit down. I'm almost done. Man, your editing is going to be crazy. And I keep trying to get back to that part where, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's... Man, this is the most worst shit ever.
It's all good.
So, as I was saying, what was I saying? What's the last thing I said, man?
The best advice.
I'm sure you editing this.
The best you was answering the best advice you got.
Yeah. So the things that when you come out on the other side of like trial and triumph, bro, those are the things that make you. You know what I'm saying? So. The best advice really is to keep living, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't take things, I don't take many things for granted, and I don't take many things personal. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I charge a lot of shit to the game, and I keep on ticking. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't soak in my sorrows. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I take my pain and turn it into champagne, bro. And you know I try to make the best of every situation. Yeah. I really do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can really say that my confidence is supreme, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't go around harboring, terrible feelings and stuff like that. I don't walk around depressed or nothing like that. I try to exude and exhibit life at all costs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's even going back to the thing we was talking about earlier with, losing my best friend. Like, if I carried that every day, I would be a wreck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and going through something like that made me as strong as I could possibly be. You know what I mean? So, I stand up strong and upright every day. And, take my experiences with me as I go.
That's what's up, man. Last one, and I'm gonna get you up out of here, man.
It's been a roller coaster.
So, who is on your St. Louis Mount Rushmore as far as music, man?
Biasedly or unbiasedly?
However you want to do it, man.
I ain't answering these type of questions, man. Tank the Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, man, if he really wasn't my homie, like, I feel like he one of the best rappers to ever touch the face of the earth, whether in the industry or underground. Like, he really one of those.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nelly,
Mm-hmm.
of course, Chingy.
Mm-hmm.
Music or hip hop?
Either music, just
Did
music.
you say music or you
Music.
said
I said
hip-hop?
music. I said
Damn.
music. So however you want, it can
Chuck
be
Berry.
Chuck Berry.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, man, I appreciate you sliding through, man. Any sign-offs, anything you want to let the people know, man?
Yeah, man, I want to say Illegitimate 2, the administration is coming with me and Tank the Machine, September something. I ain't got no date yet, but September something, man. Illegitimate 2 coming. Another
Man.
DOA collab project, bro.
That's what's up, man. You a super solid dude, man. You got your babies with you.
Yeah, man, they done
You
ran
done
through the whole interview, man.
You done making it all happen,
Trying
man.
to make it happen the best I could with you, my brother.
That's probably the realest thing I'd have had,
And I don't even
so far,
operate like
man.
this on a regular basis, dog.
That's
You know what
real
I'm
though, man. That's one of the realest pull-ups ever.
Yeah, man.
Just straight father, man.
Yeah,
That's
on
what's
the real.
up, man.
Yes, sir.
But I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for stopping by, bro.
Thank you.
All right, we out.